There's a lot of things we often hear. So it might be your spouse, it might be your kids, it might be your job, your boss, lots of pressure that's going on that you have to deal with on a daily basis. All of these things are stressors, and all of these things definitely are going to impact us when it comes to our health, when it comes to our quality of life and achieving our goals. But what's the number one stressor? And this is one that a lot of people don't even think about. I didn't think about it in the past as well. And this is a big clue. You see this? Do you know what this is? This is something I used to wear on my wrist 24/7. If I wasn't showering, this was on my body. This is a Fitbit. I'm not a big enough deal that I expect Fitbit to come after me for this, but Fitbit, Apple Watch, all of these devices that we wear on ourselves, what is this doing all of the time? It's sending and receiving a single signal. Sending and receiving, sending and receiving. You're sleeping at night, and this is EMF, electromagnetic frequency on your body. And this has a really big impact on our cells, a lot more than many people realize. And it's not just your Fitbit, it's not just your Apple Watch. I was planning to show my phone, but I'm recording on Instagram on my phone right now. But how many of us have a phone on ourselves all of the time? Maybe it's in your pocket all the time. Maybe it's in your purse, which is better. I was going to say the one thing with the phone, especially when I'm going to talk later about the things you can do to help improve this and to help support your body so that EMF isn't as much of an impact. But one thing for sure, I don't go to the gym anymore. Post COVID, we didn't go back, but I remember seeing women stuff their phone in their bra. If you're a woman who's doing this, you're radiating really important parts of you. And if you're a guy who's sticking your phone in your pocket, in your front pocket, you're ready to do your junk. I'm sorry. If it's in your back pocket, even if you're having these devices on your person, on yourself for a large portion of the day, it's going to have an impact on you. With your phone as well, you don't want to be holding it up to your ear. I remember being a kid and my dad would go on speakerphone and I was like, stop being a dinosaur. You talk on your phone like a normal person, but that's one of those things you can do, which again we'll talk about later. So, where do we come in contact with EMF? I mean, if you live in a condo, I live in a townhouse, and if I look on my phone at the available signals, there's like close to a dozen. That's the number of send, receive, send, receive, send, receive that's happening 24/7. And this has a really big impact on your body. And the symptoms that can be associated with EMFs and the impact they have on you, migraines and headaches is a really big one. If you're someone who gets migraines and headaches, when did that start? Has that always been a case? Do you find it's worse if you're watching TV a lot? Do you find it's worse if you're on your phone scrolling a lot? Do you find it's worse if you're walking around? This looks like AirPods, it's not. If you're walking around for a long time with AirPods in your ears, or you're wearing the wireless Beats by Dre headphones, all of these are going to be sending an EMF signal frequency into your body. And our bodies are not meant to vibrate at the same frequency as these things. So this is having a really big impact. When we talk about stress, there are lots of things. There's emotional stresses, there's physical stresses, there's chemical stresses on the body. But this one is a big one, like I said, because you are exposed to it all of the time. And when your body is dealing with a lot of things and you start getting symptoms, it's because your toxic bucket is overflowing. The body can handle lots of things, but when it becomes too much, that's when we start to have symptoms. And that's when things start to go wrong. And so, a really clear indication of this, if you think about 2020, this is something we all came inside. We couldn't go to work anymore. I was in school still at the time, just finishing up nutrition college. And all of a sudden, we went virtual. So we came home and I was sitting in front of a computer all day long. My phone was probably close by all day long because I didn't want to miss anything. I was wearing one of these all day long. I was in my townhouse. So all of the different signals coming from everywhere bouncing off. And I started to have health challenges. I wasn't able to sleep. I would awake at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning consistently and couldn't fall back asleep. And for a lot of people, this is the case. Sleep becomes a problem when EMF is a really big part of their life. And for so many of us since 2020, it's become a lot more of a reality. You may have increased your Wi-Fi signal in your house during this time, as many people did. And it's something that's really hard to get rid of, but it's realizing that it can be causing the problems for you. If you're dealing with headaches, if you're dealing with even really heavy periods, if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with skin problems is another one we've seen. People who have really a sensitivity to the amount of EMFs that they're being bombarded with, it can cause a mast cell activation or a problem where your body is suddenly, your skin is really sensitive, really red, you're getting hives all the time, rashes. Who would think, oh, that's probably because of my Fitbit? Right? Or that's probably because I've been in front of screens too much. And this is something that if you go to your doctor, it's very, very rare that this will even be considered. But this is why we like testing our clients. A practitioner, I use quantum nutrition testing, which is a virtual version of muscle testing. So we're asking your body, what is going on? Why are you having symptoms? Why are you not getting healthy? Because our bodies are always trying to heal. We're always trying to get better naturally. And if the body's not able to do that, that's where we need to tune in and ask, like, what's going on? The typical things that we see is either there's something missing. So that might be nutrients, vitamins, minerals, could be hydration, could be sleep, or there's something getting in the way. And EMFs is something that we've seen more and more and more with clients recently, especially because it's just such a part of our reality these days. It's not something that you can totally avoid, but we can give your body support and we can do things to be able to make sure that the EMFs aren't as much of a problem as they could be if you just ignored them. So, as I mentioned, um, don't put it in your bra. Don't put your phone in your pants if that's something, if you're a guy who does that, like that can be linked to things like fertility problems. And when it comes to sleep, a lot of people, I used to do this as well. Do you sleep with your phone in your bedroom? Some people, it's in their bed with them, which definitely stay away from that. But also, if you're putting it, if it's your alarm clock, that's sending a signal and you're getting impacted by that all night long. Our pineal gland in our brain is very affected by blue light, which is exactly what comes off of your phone or your laptop or your television or your iPad or any of your wireless devices. And if you're someone who's having trouble sleeping, this could be because there's too much blue light in your world or because of radiation. So if that's something that's a problem for you, I mean, it's going to impact all kinds of different areas of the body. So yes, it will impact the pineal gland in our brain, but it's also going to impact our organs. And if you're someone who's waking up throughout the night, there's actually a Chinese organ clock that gives you, it's kind of fun to look at because it gives you an indication if you're someone who wakes up between, I think it's 11 and 1 every single night, that on the organ clock is gallbladder time. So if this is a time where you wake up and you can't fall back to sleep every single night, this could be an indication for you that there's something going on with your gallbladder and something that needs support. If it's between 1 and 3, this is liver time. Liver is our most important detox organ in the body. So if your liver is sludgy or not able to clean things out properly, that could be waking you up during the night. And that could be connected to radiation, among other things. So it's just about paying attention and having more awareness about your body and about what's going on. I shared at BNI a couple weeks ago, like many people, especially entrepreneurs, business people, know so much more about their business than they do about their body and about their health. And it's not your fault. We're conditioned to not pay as much attention as we could to our health and our body, but it's important. This is the one thing that you can't replace. I replaced this Fitbit. This is, I think, my 3rd version. I haven't worn this in a couple of years. It's, like, completely dead, but I just kept it. I don't even know why. It's good for videos. But you can replace these things. You can replace your cell phone. You probably do, every couple of years. All of these things are material and can be replaced, but your health is something that you can't. You only get the one chime with this. As my brain stops working. And so it's really important to make sure that you're doing things to stay healthy as much as you can. So when it comes to what are the things that you can do? Take your phone out of your pocket. Take your phone out of your bra. Make sure you're not talking on your phone directly. Put it in airplane mode when you're in bed at night. If you have to have your phone in your room, put it in airplane mode. If you can, put your phone in another room. You could put it in the bathroom and put the alarm on, you'll still hear it. You could also go somewhere and get a really cheap vintage alarm clock, and it'll do just as good of a job. When you are talking on your phone, I get made fun of all the time for these, but there's a purpose behind them. Get the ghetto plug into your phone, your earphones. This, at least your phone is still going to be close to you, but at least you're not radiating your brain when you're talking on it. Talk on speakerphone. If you're using a laptop, I'm on a laptop right now. A laptop, the name is deceiving. Don't put this on your lap. Make sure that there's something between you and your devices. I do everything in my power, 99.999% of the time to make sure that my laptop is on my desk. If it is going to be on my lap, I put a pillow or something in between so it's not directly on me. When it comes to what else have we got here? Take these off. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this. I had a really hard time with this when I first started taking my Fitbit off because it's addictive, especially if you're someone who exercises or walks. I got this because I got my first foster dog guide puppy and I wanted to see how many steps I was getting walking him. And it can be addictive because it's like, oh, I got 11,000 today. Tomorrow I'm going to get 12,000. And it can show you how you're sleeping, which can be, there's like a dopamine hit to be able to measure and to be able to see how you're doing. But this is impacting you. Your Apple Watch is impacting you. These things are a stressor on the body. EMF is a stressor on the body, but especially the ones that are directly on your person all the time. There are studies, I'll have to find them because I don't have a link accessible right now, but there are studies, I mean, the stress on your body that this can cause an increase in blood sugar because of the stress on your system. When there's cortisol in the system, the body thinks that there's an attack. So it drives up your blood sugar. And then over time, the body realizes it doesn't need that. So insulin comes up as well, because insulin is the hormone that's responsible for regulating blood sugar. And then that blood sugar gets tucked into your fat cells. So people that had a hard time through COVID where, they were starting to gain some extra weight. Yes, we were eating differently. Yes, we were exercising less. But if those were the only reasons why this was a problem, then how come so many people are still struggling with this? And this, in my opinion, is a big part of it because this can make insulin resistance more of a problem and it's going to I can't say that word because I'll get kicked off. It's going to cause blood sugar issues, which is not ideal, especially if you're looking to stay healthy. So take this off your person. I know if you hate me for this, I'm sorry, but it'll benefit you, especially when you're sleeping, because the impact it's going to have on your body, you're not going to sleep as well. Even if you think you are, even if the sleep tracker tells you that you're doing amazing, it's not helping you. Um, Grounding is another really good thing that we can do when it comes to giving the body kind of a release of the EMFs and the things there. I mean, anywhere that you could go, and anyone who's worked with cars and if you set a car battery on the ground, it will drain it. It will kill it because it's grounding it. That's what we want to do. So put your feet, it's November in Canada. It's not very nice out in terms of standing outside in your shorts and bare feet, but you don't need shorts. Go stand on your front lawn, stand on the grass, stand on the sand, stand in the dirt, get outside and ground yourself as much as you can. That's going to be really helpful with kind of mitigating and combating the EMFs. There's other things you can do. There's some stickers you can put on your phone and stuff. There's Faraday cages to help mitigate it. We have these grounding bags. What this does here, it's not going to get rid of the frequency or get rid of the signal, because if it did, then none of these devices would work. My Wi-Fi would stop working, but it changes it into a frequency that the body can accept. Because the frequencies that are coming off of our phones, that are coming off of all of these wireless devices, are ones that the body doesn't accept and doesn't handle well. So these are things you can do. Put your feet in the grass. It's free, right? It's easy to do. Get outside, drink lots of water, drink clean water, make sure it's filtered, make sure that there's minerals in your water as well, because stress on the body is going to deplete minerals It's going to deplete B vitamins as well. So if you're dealing with a lot of stress or you're getting headaches because of your devices, even something like drinking extra water and making sure you're getting some minerals, which can be as simple as adding some pink salt or some sea salt to your food or to your water, can be really helpful for your body. So, if you're someone who's been dealing with things like the sleep problems that I had 2 years ago, waking at crazy hours in the middle of the night, not being able to get back to sleep, headaches, migraines, itchy skin that's new, that's something that we've seen a lot of recently, a lot of hives, a lot of really itchy skin areas, a lot of eczema and psoriasis. Some of these people have had this for quite a while, but sometimes it's new. And if you're going and you're not getting answers and you're not finding solutions for what you're dealing with, that's what we focus on at Aligned. We're all about finding a solution for you. What is the cause of why you're having the symptoms that you're having? What is your body not able to deal with, or what support does it need? And then what's the solution that's going to help you move forward? I don't like the system that looks at things and says, "Oh, we'll just give you something, and then when it comes back, come back and we'll give you something again." No, no. We need to figure out why. Why are you having the symptoms that you're having so we can start working towards getting you healthy so you don't need to keep going on prescriptions or whatever to try and get to the point where you feel good again. So if this is something that resonates with you, send me a DM, send me a message. We offer a free discovery call. We only have a couple, I think we have 1 or 2 left this week, and then we are gonna be away in Florida next week, so next week is tight as well, but make sure you book as soon as possible. This is a free call. It's just a conversation to see if whatever you're dealing with is something that we can help you with, and if it is, cool. If it's not right for you, that's totally fine as well. But I hope you got some value from this. I really, 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 really hope that, like, it would make my day if one person was like, "I'm not gonna wear my Fitbit to bed anymore," or "I'm not gonna wear my Apple Watch all the time anymore." I know it's addictive. I know you like seeing the notifications. I know you like seeing that you're what steps you're getting, and there is benefit to that as well, but it's like the benefit versus the cost. Is it worth it, right? And if it's causing you to not be able to sleep properly, if it's causing you to have anxiety or headaches, I don't think it's worth it. So, hopefully, you found value from this. As I said, I'm Kate from Align Natural Health. Send me a DM if you would like to jump in on a free discovery call. And otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.